Good evening, everyone. This is Morgan with Chamomile ASMR, bringing you a very special themed video tonight. I worked really hard on getting all the props to go for this video. Some things I already had, and then quite a few others I had to get through Amazon or Etsy. And the theme is 90s nostalgia, or more specifically, 90s girl nostalgia. So these are some things from my childhood that I really enjoyed, and I think a lot of you might have had similar experiences with them, and it's just sort of a fun video to remember these things and get some nice ASMR triggers along the way. Okay, so getting started, I think the first category I'll start with is some of the 90s fashion that I had as a kid. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm wearing some butterfly clips, and the butterfly clips, I have a bag of them here, and just a few in my hair. I got these on Etsy. I think this bag makes such a nice sound. These butterfly clips were some of my favorite ways to put my hair back, and I remember seeing a lot of girls at school with them, so I'm pretty sure some of you guys will recognize them. The only bad thing about them is that, if you left them on the floor and stepped on them, it was almost just as bad as stepping on Legos. It really hurt. My mom was always tired of stepping on them, I remember. But I like their little pastel colors, just the shape of them. This bag made some nice sounds. So these weren't the only butterfly clips that I had. I also have an example of my favorite kind. I'll show you. I have it here. This one I got a few years back on Etsy. Do you remember these? I love the wings. They're on little springs. You can see there's little colorful beads, and if you had it in your hair and you were bouncing around, the wings would flutter. I had these in so many colors. I was really happy to find them on Etsy, and I'm not gonna lie, I still occasionally will wear this in my hair. I remember specifically I had a silver one with little pink and green beads that I really liked. I like this one too. I wish they still made these. I would totally buy them at, if they had them at Ulta or any of the beauty stores. Put that in my hair with the rest of them. Okay. Alright, so the next thing I am also currently wearing. Let's see. Recognize this? It's a mood ring. I remember all the little sort of kitschy stores that had these mood rings in all different shapes. I actually got two when I ordered these on Amazon. Here's the other one in its case. As a kid, I always thought mood rings were kind of magical. For those of you who may not be familiar with mood rings, they change colors. You can see that this one is sort of yellowy brown, and once you wear it, it changes colors, and each color is associated with a mood, hence why it's called mood rings. So it was always fun to kind of guess what color it would turn once it got on your finger. Most of the time it just ends up dark blue like this. But each ring came with this little guide that I'll read for you guys. It's a guide to show what the colors are supposed to mean for you, what kind of mood you're in. So, this mood ring, this is black, which I've never seen on anybody, even just by itself in its package. Black means painful. Orange means tense. Red means worries. Yellow, anxious. Green, curious. And blue and purple, calm, which it's pretty much always blue and purple. You can see earlier it was kind of yellowy, brown, green, and now it's kind of turning blue just because I'm holding it. And really it's just from the body heat, but you know, as a kid it always seemed kind of magical that it would change colors once you put it on. I might actually wear this out in daily life. It's still kind of fun. Plus I really like the heart. I don't know if you can tell, it's a little sparkly too. It's kind of cute. It's probably going to turn my finger green, but that's alright. So, the next thing I have are earrings from Claire's. I'm sure that many little girls and young teenage girls still wear these Claire's earrings. But I remember it was really fun growing up, going to the mall and picking out really cute ones like this. Now, these pairs are not from the 90s, but it looked kind of close enough to something I might have picked out at that age. And I actually did get my ears pierced at Claire's when I was really young, maybe 3-4 years old. So most of my friends, they remember getting their ears pierced at Claire's as well. So I really like this set here. It's sort of a spring theme, and the pastels I really like. So I'm actually gonna pick out a pair and put them on. Let's see which one I want. I think I'll do the little butterflies. Matches my dress, and of course all the butterfly clips I'm wearing. So I'll take those out. Okay, so you can see it's a little sparkly yellow butterfly. Let's see if it'll focus. It might not focus, but you can kind of see it. Alright. I probably will use these earrings. I know they're a little childish, but they're kind of fun. And if I'm wearing some nice pastel colors, you know, during the spring or summer, it'll be kind of a cute accessory still. Oops. There, see? Nice and cute. Alright, so the next thing is, I did want to talk a little bit about the dress I'm wearing. It's a little overall dress. I'm kind of glad these are coming back into style so that I was able to get this for this video, because I used to wear overalls all the time. It was just such an easy outfit to just throw on, put your favorite t-shirt under, and call it good. And you never had to worry about getting them dirty, and I just liked putting them over my shoulders for some reason, and then playing with the little clips. I got this little cute dress on Amazon. It's a little short, but very cute and comfortable, and it came in a million colors. I just really liked the yellow. And I like the sounds that the little buckles make. Next thing I'll be bringing out is really special. I have not opened this package yet, so I'm excited to. I'll try them on here with you guys tonight. This is flavored lip gloss. And I remember wearing stuff like this all the time. It was so fun to try all the different flavors and see if you could guess what they were without looking. My friends and I used to play that in elementary school. You'd close your eyes and pass around the lip glosses and try and guess what flavor it was. Maybe not the most sanitary thing, but when you're a kid, you don't care. So I got these on Amazon. This is the Expressions Girl. So yeah, there's 7 different flavors. I'll read them out to you. So the first one we have is cherry. The second is lemon. Then there's blueberry, strawberry, vanilla, grape, and orange. This is actually quite a good variety. This might be better than what I had. I only remember grape, strawberry, orange. Vanilla seems kind of special. And I bet the lemon probably tastes pretty good, so I'll try some of these on and see how they taste. So I've got them here. Make some nice tapping noises. I can actually smell them already. Okay, so which one to try first? Okay, definitely the cherry. Have to try that one. Okay. Let's see the cherry. The sparkles are already getting everywhere. Okay, let's try this out. I don't really taste that one. There we go. I think it's just because I have another lipstick on. This smells really good too. That looks nice. Tastes pretty good too. Okay, let's try another one. Try the, let's see. blueberry next. We'll see, that cherry one wasn't too strong of a flavor, so maybe we'll see if the blueberry one is a little stronger. I definitely smell it. I like this one. I don't know if you guys like kissing noises. At least it didn't turn my lips blue. I definitely have to try the strawberry, of course. That was always one of the strongest flavors that I had, and one of my favorites. Yeah, this one smells really good. I think this one's my favorite so far. Has the most aroma to it and flavor. Put a little more on before I put it away. Okay. So I'll probably have this glitter on my fingers for a while. It's going to end up in my hair and on my face and in my clothes, but that's okay. Alright. So that's it for the fashion category. Next, I will be bringing out a couple things that you might have had in school, same as me. Okay. So first, I'll start out with this. Let's see if you guys recognize it. You see? That's right, it's a fortune teller. We used to make these with notebook paper, printer paper, whatever we could get our hands on, or construction paper. I just made this one this afternoon, and I had to actually look up online how to make it again. I definitely did not remember how. And I have to admit, this is the fanciest fortune teller I think I've ever made. Usually, we wouldn't get that detailed with the outside pieces. Usually it was just a quick colored circle. So I'm really proud of this one. Mostly I just love how it feels to flip this back and forth. It's such a simple thing to play with, but really fun. And you can get really creative with it because, of course, you write your own fortunes in it. And I loved it when some of the funnier class clown kids in our class would make up the fortunes. I just love doing this back and forth. I think most of the time we wouldn't get very fancy with it because they were always thrown away or stepped on or smushed underneath books, so you had to just keep making them. So for any of you who might not be familiar with this little paper game, it's very simple. So for the person whose fortune is being read, they would pick one of the colors and or symbols, and then the person reading the fortune would spell out that color name or symbol name in this case. So for example, I'll kind of show you how it works. So if you pick the sun, I would go S-U-N. And on the inside here, you see there's numbers. Then the person would pick a number. So let's say you pick 4. Then I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then lastly, you would pick another number for your fortune. So let's say you pick 2. Then we open it up, and there is a fortune right there. So number 2 is you will go on a grand vacation. So that's a nice one for you. Got a good fortune. Now, in general, when we were making these, we would just come up with really silly fortunes. Typically, they were all bad except for one, so you felt really lucky if you got the one good fortune, like you'll become rich or you'll marry a movie star or something like that. Most of them were things like you'll get your brains eaten by zombies, or you'll marry a hobo, or you'll be abducted by aliens, something like that. So the more creative you got with it, the funnier it would be. And I don't know, I just hope that kids in school these days are still making these, because it's really fun. I just, I'm almost grateful for growing up without any of the phones and electronics, just because we are forced to, use our imagination and come up with little things like this to entertain us in school or at home, instead of, having an app to play on, which, I would have loved the phones as a kid, but it's nice to kind of remember these things fondly. Okay. Alright, so another thing you guys might have had in school was glitter gel pens. I just went and got these today at Michael's, and these were the only 4 colors left. So, at least I got a good variety. But I definitely loved having as many colors as possible. With these, I was constantly doodling in my notebook and, just coloring random little animals or rainbows or whatever. And I particularly like the way it glides on the paper. This is a ballpoint pen, and it's just so smooth and sort of silky feeling. So I'll just kind of draw a little bit in my notebook here. This is actually my notebook that I use to keep all of my ASMR video ideas and video scripts in. So I'll just draw a little bit and give you guys a nice sound of this glitter gel pen. So I'll just draw some little flowers or something. Hopefully you guys can hear it. I'm definitely no artist, but still give you guys some nice triggers with this. think the only bad thing with this is that it kind of smudges a little bit if you're not careful. I would show you what I was drawing, but it wasn't actually drawing. It was just scribbles. Okay. So, the next few things will be some toys that I had as a kid, and some very popular ones too. I'm sure some of them you'll recognize. These first two examples that I have, I got both of them on Amazon, and it took a while to even find them because I had no name for them. I kind of had to try and think of what it might be described as, and luckily I did find it. I actually just used these two. In my last video, in my mermaid video. And so I'll show them to you again here. So this first one, I just call it a wave toy. It has, when you flip it upside down, these colored drops that go all the way to the bottom slowly. It's almost like a water wave hourglass. And it's sort of just a fidget toy. Obviously, it's very simple. And, but it's, I don't know, it's just something relaxing about watching the drops fall all the way to the bottom. Then you flip it. And see, there's actually two colors here. It's all the way to the bottom. I think this would be a good tool to use for a child who might have anxiety. Sort of gives them something to focus on. Yeah, I just like watching it fall. I'm also a sucker for hourglasses, so I really enjoy this. I'm sure that if I had this in class, I would probably just sit there and play with it for a long time instead of paying attention to what was going on in class. This is a really simple one. I've seen some ones with like glitter or little flowers or animals in it too, but I did like this one. See that? Drops just falling and falling with two different colors. I'm not sure why it's so mesmerizing. It's so simple, but very entertaining. So this next one I also used in my last video, and found out just recently it actually has a name. It's called a water snake. See, it's this thing right here. This little bubbly, jelly-like toy. Sort of another fidget toy. It's just really fun to play with. It gives some interesting sounds. I think you guys can hear. This would be an excellent fidget toy for someone with ADD or anxiety. You can see there's little sparkles and dolphins in here. I remember seeing some in the mall with when I was a kid with like penguins or clownfish, sharks, but like the little dolphins. They have quite a few of these on Amazon. If you want to get it for yourself or for a child in your life, it's just a fun little toy. And surprisingly durable. I don't remember ever breaking any, and we were pretty rough with them. But I'm sure if you accidentally broke it, it wouldn't be toxic. I mean, it's made for kids, so just gonna have some interesting sounds and the little dolphins in there. It's just fun moving them around. Oh, I think I got a little stuck. Another very simple toy, but just very effective in keeping you entertained. It's just kind of annoying when the little animals get stuck at the bottom. I like the little sparkles in it. So, one of the next things is something I really enjoyed, and I'm hoping you guys might have seen these before. Most of my friends, when I was describing to them this video I wanted to do, I told them about this particular item and was able to describe it, and most knew what I was talking about, so hopefully some of you guys know what it is too. So it's these Magic Grow animal shapes. For those of you not familiar, or maybe you don't remember what it is, in each of these little pills is a foam animal shape. So you put it in water, and the casing on the pill dissolves, and there pops out a little animal shape. It's just something kind of fun to watch. You throw it in the water and then you get a little toy out of it. And there were always different themes. I got the dinosaur one because dinosaurs were my favorite. So it lists all of the different shapes in the back here. And it's fun because you never know which one you're going to get. I remember specifically there were themes of sea animals or zoo or safari animals, birds, but yeah, the dinosaurs were always my favorite. And I'm actually going to put one in water now for you guys to see. Let's see. There's 18 shapes that are possible. So there's Stegosaurus, Tyrannosaurus, Triceratops. This one's my favorite. Parasaurolophus, Dimetrodon, Velociraptor, Plesiosaurus. That's the one that sort of looks like the Loch Ness Monster. Ankylosaurus, Pterodon. This one's a mouthful. Pachycephalosaurus, Iguanodon, and Protoavis. Okay, so I'm hoping I get the Parasaurolophus, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to open this and we'll put it in water and see what we get. So the little guy is almost hatched, as you can see. See him coming out there. I think it sort of looks like a tyrannosaur, but it's still hard to tell. He's almost out. We'll see. Okay, see it go? Oh, there we go. Now the casing's coming off. You can kind of see it. Come on, little guy. so he's fully out of the casing. It'll just take a second for him to plump up fully so we can see exactly what he is. Okay, so I can tell what it is now. We'll pull him out in a second once he's fully plump. Can you see what he is? Okay. So I think that's as good as he's gonna get right now. So let's see what he is. Come here, little guy. So ta-da! Here he is. I don't know if you can tell. He's still a little folded up, but this is the ankylosaurus. You can kind of see his ridges here. To be very careful with it because the foam tears really easily. I remember being excited to pull it out of the water in its casing, and if I wasn't careful, I'd rip the dinosaur or the little animal shape. But yeah, ankylosaurus. Kind of cute. It's something fun for little kids. Okay. Alright. So, moving on to some more entertainment for 90s kids. I'm sure you all remember VHS. This was one of my favorite movies as a kid. I feel like it's really underrated. Just loved the symphonies and music, and I thought the animation was really beautiful. This is Fantasia. This one and the other video I have, I actually still have at home in my parents' basement, so I was able to bring it back here to use this video. You can see this was my favorite part, was the Pegasus. And yeah, it's so bulky. It's almost like a book, this tape. You know, compared to DVDs, or even now most people are starting not to even own DVDs anymore. It's easier just to have a digital copy on your computer or your smart TV or accounts. But yeah, I loved looking at all the tapes lined up, all the spines here. You can see, here's the tape. And I'm sure all of you remember the really annoying part with these, which was having to rewind it, and most people were lazy, especially as a kid. Didn't want to bother spending 5 minutes rewinding the tape in the VHS machine. So it was always frustrating for anyone who owned VHS to come and watch a movie. You had to rewind it as soon as you opened it because the person who watched it before didn't bother rewinding. I think there was even a special machine made to rewind this for you. Because I guess it wasn't that much of a hassle to do that. I had, of course, a lot of Disney movies, but one of my other favorite cartoon companies, I have an example up here as well. Thumbelina. This was a film by Don Bluth, who made so many good movies in the 90s. I feel like it's the only major rival for Disney at the time. It was so good. Thumbelina was one of my favorites, but there was also Land Before Time, Five O Goes West, Pebble and the Penguin, and Secret of Nim, which was a little creepy but still good. And what are some of the other ones? I had most of his movies. I think there was...
Seriously, one of those so many ones.
Oh. Okay, and there was one that a lot of people haven't seen, A Troll in Central Park. That was kind of cute. And I liked the music in a lot of these movies, especially Thumbelina. It was such a joy to see all of my movies lined up on the shelf. I'd watch them over and over and over again. And then, you'd have to sit there and rewind, spend a few minutes rewinding to see your favorite parts again. I still have a lot of the VHS tapes at my parents' house, but no VHS machine anymore, so I'm not really sure what we're going to do with them, but I'm glad I still had some examples to show you in this video. Seeing the VHS tapes was actually what gave me the idea to do a 90s nostalgia video in the first place. Okay. So one of the next toys are something that was a huge craze in the 90s, and I'm sure all of you had at least one. That would be Beanie Babies. There is the old faded tie symbol. This was one of my first. I still had her. I think I got her when I was about 5. And as you can see, she's a little raggedy. Definitely the material is filled because she's very well loved. So she's more than 20 years old now. Still pretty though. She was always my favorite. And actually, recently I fixed her neck because she was always folded over like that and needed more stuffing. So I put a bit more stuffing and sewed her back up. But yeah, Beanie Babies were such a big thing. And they always had new ones out, I feel like, every month. I'd always beg my parents for more. And I know many adults thought that collecting Beanie Babies would be worth a lot one day, but I don't think that ever ended up happening. I remember it was such a big deal to have the little heart tie tag protected, for future worth, and it just never came to be. So I'm glad that I got to play with my Beanie Babies instead of trying to preserve them. So she's one of only a couple I had left. Again, these were in the basement, and this was another one I had. I had to keep them together. They're a mated pair, So this one's name is Magic, and this one's name is Scorch. He's in a little better condition. I didn't play with him quite as much, and I got him a few years after this one. And one thing I really loved about the Beanie Babies was they each had an individual, unique name. And if you remember in the heart tag on their ears, it gave like a little poem about them. And yeah, of course, I don't remember what hers was. It was so long ago. But it was such a nice thing about Beanie Babies. I think they still sell Beanie Babies. I think I've seen them in a few stores recently, but they don't look anything like they did. I like the old style. His wings make a nice sound. You guys can hear it. Sort of crinkly. I like the shiny fabric. But yeah, I had so many of these guys. I remember some of my other favorites was Little Purple Platypus. I had the blue jay, I had the camel, had a dolphin, and I had another dragon as well. Oh, too many to remember. I ended up donating them as I became a teenager, but I kept my favorites, which were these two. I'll probably keep them forever, or if I ever have kids of my own, they'll go to them. I should probably give her a bath. She's really getting kind of dingy. Okay, you guys, so I have one more thing, and this is saving the best for last. I found this item on Etsy. It is vintage. Oh, it's terrible to say vintage 90s. It means I'm getting old. Well, it's vintage from the 90s. It is still packaged. It's from 1997. Again, I found this on Etsy. It was more expensive than I would have liked, but I had to have it for this video because it was one of my favorite things as a kid, and I'm sure a lot of you 90s girls or boys might have also played with them. So without further ado, here's the last item. That's right, this is a legitimate 90s My Little Pony in mint condition, as you can see. I had so many of these as well. I loved all the colors that they had. As you can see from this package here, it comes with a few accessories. She's got a little magnet on the end of her nose, so I guess she can hold the flowers or the little basket. Also comes with a comb to comb this crazy hair, which I remember with every new pony I got, the comb, I immediately lost it. So I would resort to brushing the hair with my own hairbrush. It'd always get really tangled and kind of gnarly. Plus I would take them everywhere. I would take the ponies with me in the pool or at the beach. Yeah, the hair was always ruined after that. But as you see, this one has a little purse pony symbol. Her name's Sugar Belle. I feel like most of the My Little Ponies that I vividly remember getting were actually at McDonald's. So McDonald's had really good toys for kids. There was one in particular I remember, which was a minty green color, a little bit lighter than this one. That's why when I saw it on Etsy, I had to get it. I'm definitely keeping this in the package, not taking it out. This, you never know, this could actually be worth something, unlike the Beanie Babies. Especially now that, you know, there's that new version of My Little Pony that everyone's into. You can kind of see, I remember I would read the backs of these for hours, just looking at all the different ponies that I didn't have and that I wanted. So you can see, you can tell all of the different ponies there. Let's see if it'll focus. It was always such a motivator, I guess. I would look at these and go, oh, I need that one next. And I remember I would like make a little stable out of Legos or whatever, like a little house for them. But yeah, I'm sure my parents had to spend a lot of money on My Little Ponies. reading the backs of these actually, I remember really helped me to learn to read because it was something I really wanted to know what it said. So, like, for example, it says on the back here, "My little pony is waiting for you in Friendship Garden. The ponies are magical friends who can't wait to take you on exciting adventures. Join them for lots of surprises and dreams come true. For the fun to begin, all My Little Pony needs is you." So yeah, this was one of the few packaged ponies left. So I'm definitely gonna keep this, and I don't know, probably will never end up doing anything with it or selling it, but yeah, it's kind of neat to have. Alright everyone, thank you for joining me with this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time on Chamomile ASMR. Sleep well. Have sweet dreams. Good night.